Hi, I'm Cabela, and I decided that housing prices are so high that it's become normal to need a roommate, and that's not me, so I decided I would renovate a tiny home for myself. At first, we were thinking about doing a 10 by 20, but we realized it would be way too cramped, so my dad convinced me to do the 12 by 32. It also already comes with a porch, so we don't have to add that on ourselves. This is a rent-own shed, so I'll have it paid off in about 3 years. It got delivered on my birthday, so that was a good present to myself. I love watching these type of renovation videos, so if you would like to, then follow along. And if you have any questions, just comment.
I mean, it's so sad as Gen Z. You get the point where we have to start buying tiny houses like this to be able to survive with housing crisis that we have out here. This is just so sad. Really, like it's really sad that this is the only option now we have nowadays. Go find a tiny home to be able to afford living, to be able to afford the housing. Like it's just very sad. But what you gonna do about it, right? It is what it is.
You were curious what the housing market is like right now? My husband and I found a house that we absolutely loved, kind of a dream for us, on Thursday. We went and looked at it on Thursday. Put in an offer 10 grand over asking on Thursday. They had multiple offers already on Thursday. They decided, because they knew a bunch of people were going to be interested, to wait until Sunday, today, to do best and final offer, which means we had to put in our absolute best and final offer. We went up to 30 grand over asking, and we offered a $20,000 appraisal gap, which is if the house gets appraised for less than what you offered, you have to cover that gap with cash at the closing table. So we offered that. We also, in our offer, said that we're going to do inspections, but we're not going to ask them for any concessions or repairs. So if anything came back bad, they didn't have to fix it. Also, 3-week close. We didn't even stand a chance. We lost. They had 9 offers. Nine offers. Somebody offered, I think, 40 or 50 grand over asking with a full appraisal gap, which means 40 or 50 grand. Like, I just actually want to die because now I'm depressed, and it was my dream house. And now someone else gets to have my dream house because I'm too poor. I love my life. In case you were...
This is insane. And that's where you start asking yourself, where do these people get this money? $50,000 over asking on a price on a house here in Ohio. I mean, $50,000. If you are into investing, you can buy a house here. I've seen people buy houses for $20,000, $30,000, $50,000, bro. That's a lot. Let's check out the comment section. Somebody said you are being saved. The market is going to crash. Hold tight. That's not true. I don't think that will happen. I don't think the market will crash at all. But people have been saying that for the since 2022. I mean, since 2021, people have been saying that. And here we are, right? Somebody replied to that comment, said, I've had this for 6 years. Should I hold my breath? Like, yeah, I mean, come on. Like, it's crazy. I don't think the market will crash at all. I don't think so. Somebody said, just sold my house, 50K over ask, full appraisal gap, and no repairs. This another person sold their house, and bro, it's insane of like how many people they're like, oh, we don't want to buy a house, but also like how many people they're buying houses too, and how much they're willing to put into it. But what's crazy is she's probably, if she go buy a house, she's gonna also face the same thing too, right? Yes, she sold her house for 50K over asking, but also she's gonna have to buy the house most likely 50K over asking. It's the same thing.
If you only want to work 4 hours, it's going to be harder for you to get a house. We busted our behinds. We had to bust our...
Hi, Whoopi. I'm Freddie. I run numbers on the internet, and I got to show you something. The minimum wage in 1980 was $3.10. It is now $7.25. The average salary was $12,500. It's now $59,000. And the median household income was $22,000, and now it's only $77,000 for a 3.5 times increase. However, rent was $243 on average. Now it is $1,900 for a 7.8 times increase. The median house price was $47,000. It is now $419,000 for an 8.9 times increase. And the big one, college, was $2,300. It is now $30,000, 13 times more expensive. Our median household income, to feel like they did back then, for rent should be $171,000 for the family. And for college, it'd be equivalent to our family making $286,000. And to remind everyone, the median household income is $77,000. So Whoopi, with all due respect, I think millennials and Gen Zs have it at least 8 to 10 times harder than you all did.
I think we do have a little bit harder, to be honest. I'm not gonna lie. The economy is not that great. Even like her saying that too, she can literally, there's people in her generation, they are struggling in our generation. Like, that's how bad the economy is nowadays. $5 a gas, bro. Literally $5 in Ohio, bro. That's crazy. Let's check out the comment section. Somebody said, Whoopi been a millionaire since 80s. I agree. I mean, if you make that much money, it's really hard to see the perspective of a low income earner if you are making millions of dollars every year. It's really hard to see that perspective. Somebody says celebrities are so out of touch, it's insane. I agree. That's what I just said. If you're making a lot of money, it's hard. I mean, if you are making, let's say per year, you are making $1 million, $2 million per year. It's hard to understand someone who's making $30,000. It's really hard to understand where they're coming from. And all you're gonna think about it is like maybe they just don't work hard enough. There's people who have 2-3 jobs. They have to survive in this economy. Would you say they're not working hard enough?
This is why millennials and Gen Zs are having a hard time buying a house. This house is listed for $425,000, and this is around the median home price. The payment out the door monthly is $3,100, and the median household income is $89,000. So this would cost about 42% of their gross income, which is not wise, and in most cases, they won't even qualify. But Freddie, look at this house. This isn't a starter home. This is luxury. But it was a starter home. Just 10 years ago, this exact same home sold for $228,000. And the monthly payment was just $1,400. So the median household income of $59,000 could get this starter home for just 29% of their gross income. It was beautiful. Today, to buy that same house, you would need a $130,000 salary for it to only be 29% of your income. So what's the other option if you don't make 130 but you make 89,000 as a median household income? You would have to buy a house that's only $280,000. Okay, but here's the problem. There's no homes available for under 300,000. The 3 that are in gray are actually townhomes. There is only one home in this entire area that's under $300,000. But when you look at 300 to 500, there's over 400 homes available. This is what happened to the housing market. This is why millennials...
Yeah, I mean, all in all, we are cooked. I mean, again, and this is probably a different market. I mean, I can see this is Florida, but in Ohio, you can definitely get houses for $200,000 for sure. But the thing is, not everybody want to live in Ohio. Like we have winter here, snow here. Not everybody want to live in this cold weather all the time, right? So if you live in Florida, like especially this area, and you are not making more than enough, you basically cook. You will never own a house. Ever. Like you just rent it until you die. Let's check out the comment section. Old people, kids aren't just working hard enough. Literally the video that we saw, they're just saying we're just not working hard enough. But it's not true. It's just not true. It's the economy. Somebody said Zillow need a comment section. I have so much to say to 80% of these listings. I agree, but I wish Zillow can have a comment section, bro. Because I'll be reading those comments every day, bro.
How long is this gonna go on post-COVID? I'm uneducated. Somebody help me. Like this house, this is in a suburb of Pittsburgh. $270,000 for 1,000 square foot. That is an apartment, okay? That is a wall-to-wall. You could damn near touch it. No disrespect, but you're asking a so $1,776 for a mortgage. You're asking a young family to pay, after everything's said and done, well over $2,000 on a 30-year mortgage to live in this tiny home. How are realtors making money? Like, how long is this gonna go on?
No, completely agree though. Like, for 1,000 square feet house, that's an apartment building, bro. And you're buying for $270,000, bro. That's insane. Like the housing market, it's just so bad. Like, especially in this market, like it's really bad. Like it's so bad. Let's check out the comment section. Somebody said that's a $75,000 house. In your dream. Somebody said that will be a $500,000 house here in California. I agree. This house here, about 500, 700,000 for sure. Somebody said this used to be a 100K house, maybe. Even less. I think even less than 100K, to be honest.
I get a lot of comments saying like, oh, you still live with your parents, you're 30 years old. Well, they built an apartment in the basement for me. It's a full accessible outside entrance. It's amazing. And it works well because, I have my dog he's the family dog now. I just want to show you an example of the housing market on Long Island. Take a guess how much this house is. I'll give you a sec. $480,000. $480,000. And this isn't even in the town that I want. For $480,000, you walk in and you have your beautiful staircase. Oh my God, gorgeous. And you have, I assume this is the basement, given that window's so high. Yeah. The bathroom. A bedroom. $480,000. Granted, yes, 4 bedroom, 1 bath. And this is what you get. Long Island, baby. Discouraging is an understatement. The housing market, I mean, all over, but especially on Long Island, is insane. Insane. How the fuck am I supposed to live? The amount of money that you would need to put into this house to get it livable, I feel like it would be easier to knock it down and just have the property. But at that point, I'd buy an empty lot of land in a town that I wanted. Like, I would sacrifice the town that I wanted if a house was perfect or
$480,000 for this turd right here, bro. $480,000, bro. This house needs everything: siding, roof, windows, inside, bathroom, kitchen, all of that. 480. Hey, if you have parents who won't kick you out and they're okay with you living with them, please live with them. This is insane. Let's check out the comment section. Somebody said, "Stop! That house is a crime scene, girl. I live with your parent forever for that price." I agree. Like, at that point, just live with your parent and forever until you die. Somebody said, "Girl, don't let anyone shame you for your parent loving you. These prices are insane. Wish I had parents to live with." I agree. Don't ever feel ashamed to live with your parents if you can. Just live with them. If they allow you to, live with your parents, because this is ridiculous.
This is how I know we're about to have a housing market crash. This is Sarasota, Florida. That's not rent. That's the entire price of a home. A 2-bedroom home. Listen, it's little, I get it. I think this is $200 a month. $26,000 for a house. Do you know why? Because you can't get flood insurance for this house anymore. You can't get hurricane insurance. Insurance companies are literally having to accept the fact that climate change is real, and they're not renewing homeowners insurance. And if you have a home and it's not insured, it's worthless. Because if this is destroyed, it's going to take $26,000 to build it again.
It's very interesting that you see on one side crazy how much prices we have out here, and then on the other side, insurances is don't want to take houses, and then this is for $26,000 you can get a house. I mean, I'll buy this house with no insurance, to be honest. I mean, with this crazy market we have right now, you live in that house for whatever long, whatever the hurricane comes, and that's when the end of it. You figure out what to do after that. Alright guys, that's it for the video. What's your thoughts, man? Especially with these housing market. Please comment down below. I'm really interested to hear you guys' thoughts. What have you experienced out here? Are you looking to buy a house? What's been your experience? Are you looking to rent? What's been your experience on that too? Please comment down below. I really want to hear your thoughts. Smash that like button, man. Subscribe to the channel. I'm coming with more bangers, man. Just wait, I have more bangers coming on the way, so stay tuned for it. Thank you so much for watching this episode of the video, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.